This is Casablanca port. It's hugely commercial, very little tourist facilities, and in the morning, this was taken in the afternoon, it was bucketing down with rain, and we had to walk right from the bow of the ship, bearing in mind we're at the stern, down to that grey building with a dark roof which is more or less in line with the handrail. So people were soaking by the time we got there. And this is just how far we had to, well, it's not about half the distance we had to walk to get back to the ship. But this is what we had to deal with. We didn't fancy the excursions around Casablanca and chose Imperial Rabat instead, the problem being it was about an hour and a half away from the ship to get there. The first place we went to was the inner city within the city of Rabat, which is where the royal family reside. That's the palace building, but the whole compound, the entire thing, is based around them. Everybody who lives there and works there works for the benefit of the royal family. It's a very beautiful area. And in fact, we had to go in with the guide because you're not allowed in there unless you're being supervised, because there are many places that if you're not Moroccan you can't go. And this was the entrance, and you can see there are soldiers, armed soldiers, on guard at the gate. There is an Arabic inscription over the top, which you'll see analysed in a minute, which turns out to be Surah al-Isra 1780, and it says, "And say, my Lord, cause me to enter a sound entrance, and let me exit a sound exit, and grant me from yourself supporting authority." The next stop was Chala. Now Chala is a very ancient part of Rabat. In fact, it's the area where the original Roman colony was founded. And this is the one of the turrets, if you like, of one of the entrance gateways. You can see this on Eastern script, possibly. I don't know. It's not my thing. Again, this was somewhere it was difficult to get into without a guide. We got in there, and when we got to the interesting bit, this was what we came across. The bit to the left is part of the Roman Capitoline Hill, and then the rest of it is all ruined. Much later buildings been ruined, the whole lot's been ruined by earthquakes, but you can see here it is absolutely full of storks. There's a resident colony there, and they're there almost all year, we were told, about 11 months out of the 12. And they're there are nests about every 12 or 15 feet. So the birds are forever displaying and making all kinds of noises. They clap with their beaks. And in fact, the local name for the river, running from the Atlas to the ocean that passes through Rabat, is called the Clack Clack. Not sure what this tree is. There were quite a lot of these around Rabat. Very interesting looking flowers. But that's as much as I can tell you about it. Now this is looking back the other way at that area, the Roman ruins. It says here, there's shops and galleries of that time. As you can see, you can get some descriptions of it. And this is going back to more or less where we came in, the entrance, looking at it from the other way, and you can see how it's all been tumbled by earthquakes and what have you over the centuries. And yet another one gives you an idea of just what was there, or what might have been there back in the early part of this era. Storks, as I say, they were absolutely all over, everywhere, pairs, singles, and forever making a noise. I spotted this as we walked around. I don't know whether it's been deliberately done like that or not. If it hasn't, it should have been. It looks more like a dragon than not to me. And then just up by where we were getting back on the bus, it actually tells you all about the Chalach archaeological site. The next place we went to was a mausoleum for several of the Moroccan royal family, and these guards were on duty, two of them, regularly beautiful looking ponies. I think they are, they certainly aren't horses, but look at that harness work, beautiful. And they stand there absolutely rigid, just like the ones on Horse Guards Parade. And that's the mausoleum itself. It's open at certain times, closed certain periods of time. We had to be fairly quick because it was getting ready to close. You walk up those steps and there are entrances on four sides, and at each entrance there again is an armed Moroccan soldier. I was told that this is the winter uniform, it's in flannel, and the summer uniform is white. And this is the interior. There are actually three tombs in there. The main one is one of the kings, but the building itself really is quite spectacular. We were thoroughly tired and fed up when we got back to the ship, because we were off from about 8:30 until 3 in the afternoon without access to food or drink. So we dived up to the marketplace and had some afternoon tea, and then went hunting for the animals. Discovery has alpacas, Discovery 2 has penguins, Explorer has ducks. When we returned to the cabin, we found another tail animal. This time I'm fairly sure it's supposed to be a turtle. That's not the most obvious of the animals, but still gave you a nice smile when you saw it. And yeah, with its flippers hanging out the back, I'm fairly sure a turtle is what it's supposed to be. And after dinner we went into the Broadway Lounge and we saw Full Swing. By far, in our opinion, the weakest of all the shows that week. I was expecting to see something along the lines of Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and that fairly slow, melodic sort of singing. In fact, it wasn't. It was all set up to make it a dance display by the cast. So the songs were speeded up and sung in quite a modern style, which didn't particularly appeal to me.